The thing is, I don't even know if he was, something tells me he had that philosophy before he'd even made it. Yeah. As he was on the come up.
Yeah. I mean, I really didn't know him that much back then, but, he really is, to me, the Oprah of the modern day. It's that pride that wakes you up. The attention to detail for the human being I want to do. I call this thing, like, I want to be the standard. Like, every place I went in the military, there was this ethos about how this place is, how we're going to live, how we're going to represent ourselves. And I can't make it flowery. Oh, I want my kids to, like, I have a clean edition of this book. That's because people are like, I want my kid to read your book, but you cuss so much, I can't. There's going to come a time when it's going to come at you. And it's going to be a lot worse than fuck or motherfuck. When you've come from that place I talk about to the place I am now, it's not the peace you find. It's the peace I find. And I find so much peace in looking back at that young David at 8 years old with white splotches on his face and stuttering and hair patches falling out. And I look at him and I'm like, man, there's so much peace in knowing what I've accomplished and what I've done. So my peace may be different for others. They're out here to get a job done. Roger that. So.
The start of the book, or at least the start of the audiobook, you've got a few different intros.
Right.
Rogan.
Yep.
Your mum. And The Rock.
Right.
Slightly odd trifecta, but I do think it works. So obviously your time, Rogan's had you on now the third time that you've been on. What have you learned since being friends with him? He's a very singular individual.
All those things you once cowered from, you were afraid of, when you face him eye to eye every day, you now become a person who has a great podcast.
Let's say that there's someone listening who resonates with what you're talking about. You know, they've been through trauma, they've been through hard times, but they keep breaking promises to themselves and they're struggling to get off the couch and they're having a pity party. How can they stop feeling sorry for themselves?
And it starts off with, you have to have pride in yourself. You have to have pride in yourself. You have to have, there's something about you, whether it's your last name, whether it's just the smallest thing. You have to be proud of yourself. And if you have no pride in yourself, I can't give it to you. I'm very proud of myself. I made one for myself on how I want to be. And that is why, if people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, and every morning you wake up, you hold yourself accountable to that mission, not a company's, your own. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
What's that quote? When
you go to war with yourself, you find a lot of peace because you know exactly who you are. And that is where the peace is really found for me.
David, you're a spectacular individual. I really, really appreciate your time. The book is fantastic. Your message is fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for tuning in. I really hope that you enjoyed that episode with Goggins. It has been 6 months in the making and it was a ton of fun.